All right, what's up guys? Today we're gonna talk about ball striking. This is a master class on how we're gonna improve our ball striking. We're gonna talk about 2 to 3 main things. We'll see what we cover. But what I wanna talk about is we're gonna talk about how to create a consistent strike, meaning that how do we control where we're hitting it on the ground, consistent impact location on the face, so toe, heel, high, low, all that kind of stuff. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about face control, and I'm gonna show you several drills that I like to use to start to develop those specific things. So what we're gonna do is, first of all, let's talk about those 3 things, kind of give you a brief idea of what, how do we create good impact position, how do we create a consistent strike, and then we'll jump into some drills that are specifically going to help you, and then I'll open it up for Q&A. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull up Trackman here in just a second. We're gonna hit a couple shots, and we're gonna start looking at a couple of Trackman numbers so you understand a little bit of how contact works and how do we get good contact. So some of the errors, let me pull up the Trackman screen here. Some of the errors that I see a lot of are fat, thin, all sorts of stuff. So you're gonna see on here, on the right side, you're gonna see impact location. On the left side, we're gonna use this to see low point. Now low point is where does the bottom of the swing stop, meaning that the club's not going up and it's not going down, it's the very bottom. We're gonna see where the low point is. And you can see the number at the bottom, it says 1.7 after. That was a practice shot I was hitting. So let's hit a couple here. So I'm just gonna make a couple of normal swings for me, and let's see the impact location, let's see where my low point is. Okay, that was decent. Okay, now I said decent, I thought I hit it a little bit chunky, so this is actually a great, bad swing, but great example here. So you can see that it says 1.3 behind the ball. I did hit that a little chunky, I kind of fell out of it. I was only at my 4th swing of the day. So that is one reason why I hit behind it. Now, let me make another swing. So that means my club bottomed out behind the ball. Let me kind of explain that. So basically what happened is, at the bottom of the swing, the club bottomed out back here instead of bottomed out in front of the ball. So we want to make a good strike. We want the bottom of the arc to be in front of the ball, not behind the ball, okay? So what I tend to see, let me do a split view here so you can see both angles here. What I tend to see is players that hit it chunky, now this is also going to be thin, they fall backwards like this, so then the bottom of the arc it ends up back here, and then it moves up into the ball. Okay, so that's one reason why we chunk it, that the bottom of the swing arc is behind. So how we correct that is we have to get the body rotating and moving more this way. Now this is exaggerated, we don't want our head necessarily moving forward, but just to see the direction, we got to get the contact to be here, so the club's still coming down, down, down. Now it bottoms out, and then it comes up in front of the ball. That's how we get the contact in front instead of behind. So now I'm going to throw up Trackman after this shot, and you'll see that this one, I'm going to get it in front of the ball. That was a lot better strike. So let's pull up that Trackman screen real fast. So yes, so you can see that was 1.3, I believe it's in inches, after the ball. That was a pretty good strike on the face, okay? Because I was moving more forward and towards the target. I think, let's try this. Let's switch to a split view here so you can see a little bit better. I'll hit a couple more. So if I fall backwards on this one, I fall backwards this way, you're gonna see that it's behind the ball, right? So here we go, let me try this. Okay, I definitely chunked it, that's exaggerated, but you're gonna see that number be 0.8 inches behind the ball. Okay, that makes sense, right? Now let's say I over-exaggerate and I really get my body moving this way. Okay, I just want to see and show you how that changes the number. So I'm going to really exaggerate it this time. Ball position, everything else is the same. So here we go. Okay, kind of walk that forward. 2.2 after the ball. You can see as I exaggerate that, that number gets more forward. I'll do it again. So I'm really going to exaggerate this one. So here. Okay, just to show you that's how that number works. Well, didn't do as good a job, but I still got it after the ball. Okay, does that make sense? So we've got to get that contact in front of the ball. Now, let me show you my favorite drill. So I'll do the split view here so you can see both angles here. I'll show you my favorite drill. And it's a towel drill. So what you're going to do is take a towel, and it can be smaller than this. This is actually a pretty pretty big towel. And what I want you to do is you're gonna lay it on the ground, just like this, okay? And I want you to make sure it's sitting really flat on the ground because we don't want to be catching it unless it gives you feedback. So right here, I have it about a foot, the ball about a foot in front of the towel, about the width of your foot, okay? That's probably around 3.5 inches in front of the towel. Now, if we fall backwards this way, okay, you're gonna notice that you're gonna hit the towel, okay? So if you get here and you fall backwards, you're gonna hit the towel. But the better you get yourself moving this way and get yourself moving over the towel, the better you're gonna get your bottom of your low point in front of the ball and you'll stop hitting it chunky. Now thin, we're not gonna talk as much about thin. Thin can also be because of this, because you're scared to hit the ground, so you thin it. So this could be another reason, that could be a reason why you thin it. Some people thin it because they jump out of it. We're not gonna talk about that today. So put this towel here and just make a few swings, swing slow and swing easy, and just really make sure you feel like the club gets over that towel and you catch the ball first. So half swing here, through. Miss the towel. The number there is, that was 4.9. The towel helped me, right? So here, I'll put that on the screen so you can see that. We'll do split view here. You can see that. Yeah, so that was 4.9. So that really helped me exaggerate getting in front of it. Maybe I need that, right? Okay, so let's do it again. Oh, those are a lot better strikes too. Yeah, look at that. Actually, those numbers are better for me now because I'm really making sure I get in front of it. So that towel's actually helped me with my strike today. So now, if you do it wrong, you're gonna hit the towel. So if I'm gonna intentionally scoop like this and fall backwards, and you'll see I should catch the towel. Let's get that back a little bit. There we go. So here, see, you can see that towel move on the ground. I kind of drug it, and you'll see that's 2.9 inches behind the ball. So this is a really, really great drill to helping you stop falling back and teaching yourself to rotate and get all the way through to a full balance finish and get on this side of the towel, okay, on that side of the towel. All right, so drill number 2. Let me switch back to the split view here. Okay, drill number 2 I like to use for correcting contact errors is a football. Well, it doesn't have to be a football. I actually have something I like better. It's called impact ball. Go on Amazon, get the normal size one. Unless you're a junior, get the junior size one. I don't know where mine went. Somebody stole it, I guess. But football will work just as fine. So what you're going to do, and what this is really good for, this is really good for getting the arms really nice and tight together and forcing you to use more of your body rotation. But because you can't break your elbows, because if you break your elbows, you're going to drop the ball. Because you can't break your elbows, you're forced to using your rotation muscles. Sorry, I hope that went too loud. I just tapped the microphone there. Okay, it's really gonna force you to have to rotate more, which then brings in a lot more consistency in your strike because now you're not depending as much of an arm swing. So now this is more of a short swing drill. I would call it a pelvis to pelvis drill, real short swing drill. Just really getting the body more activated. So just like this. Set up right here. Here we go. So short. I'm really feeling like I'm squeezing that ball. You notice it just went from here to here, and I have to rotate. And I really want you to pay good attention to contact. So like right there, that was centered. If you don't have Trackman, which most people don't, use athlete's foot spray, or if you have tape, which I would say the most easy thing to get a hold of is athlete's foot spray. Make sure it says powder spray. Spray a really light mist on there. And that'll tell you where you're making contact on the face, right? So when you're doing this drill and the towel drill, I think you should be spraying the club face so that you know where you're making contact. Because again, when you're trying to become an elite ball striker, you've got to consistently strike it in the middle of the face. Or at least make your misses on the face a lot better. Less toe, less heel, those kind of things. So you can see this is kind of hard to do by myself. The impact ball is a little bit easier to deal with because it's got little notches for your arms. But I got a little face tape on here. I know you can see on Trackman. I'll put that up here in a second. But now the face tape will definitely help. So here we go. Short. Really making sure I have a lot of rotation coming through. You can see this is a nice straight line. My impact was actually a little toey there. Even Trackman shows that. I'll put it up on Trackman. We'll do a split view here. You'll see that, and then I'll even show you here. It's a little light but I'll try to step out of the screen so hopefully that focuses. You can see the contact's a little toey. So I would need to work on that. So as you do these drills, put a lot of focus on consistent strike. So I'm going to set up again. I think I was a little too far away. I felt a little bit uncomfortable there. So here we go. Rotate back, rotate through. That felt better. Yeah, that was in the middle. Yep. See? So really hone in on consistent strike with this towel drill, with the football drill. Okay? If you get those two things right, you're going to see a massive improvement in your ball striking. Okay, now the last thing. Now you can actually do this with the towel drill. Okay? But one of the last things that I see, let me switch to the split view again. One of the last things that I see with a lot of my clients is they tend to strike the back of the ball instead of striking through the ball. A golf swing should be a passive motion through the ball, meaning that we shouldn't strike at the ball. Just like if any of y'all learned how to fight, you know, you're taught not to punch the face, you're supposed to punch the back of the head, meaning you're supposed to punch all the way through, not pop the front of the face all the way through the back. Well, golf is the same way. We want to go all the way through the hit, not hitting the back of the ball. When I say people hitting the back of the ball, it looks like everything kind of dumps back here and at the ball, and their body falls backwards because they're trying to strike the ball. It's almost like they're swinging like it's baseball. Because baseball, you know, you're sitting up here and you're reacting to the ball because it's moving. But golf is not moving. The ball's not moving. So we need to make sure we're rotating and then swinging to the finish, which I think is the most important part. We've got to swing to the finish. All right. So I will say, guys, before I move on to that, I want you to make sure you're asking questions. So please post some questions if you have any. Looks like there might be one in there. I'll answer that in just a second. But you want to make sure you get all the way through to a full balanced finish, just like this. Okay. Get all the way through. We don't want to hit the back of the ball. So you can use the towel drill. But then what I want you to do is I want you to picture yourself getting here, not striking the ball, getting to here, and making sure you're in a full balanced finish. Because then, instead of swinging at the back of the ball, it's just going to be a passive motion through the ball. So here we go. All the way through, full balanced finish. Okay? Because what I tend to see a lot of is a lot of people will lose their balance. They'll look like this. They'll get through here, comes an arm swing, they try to hit the back of the ball, and you'll see these kind of awkward finishes, like the toe doesn't really come up all the way. It's because they're trying to strike the back of the ball instead of swinging all the way through the ball. Okay? So put those 3 drills together and continue to work on contact, and I guarantee you will score better. Okay? The last thing I want to talk about is a little bit of face control. Now, I don't have necessarily a specific drill for face control. I think all 3 of these drills can help with face control. Because listen, when we're creating a golf swing, we're creating a golf swing that controls the club face. Because remember this stat. Your club face, where the face is pointed at impact, has a 3 times greater influence on starting direction than club path. Meaning, I don't care if you swing over the top, I don't care if you swing way into out, what controls where the ball starts is where the face is pointed at impact. So when we're trying to create a golf swing, the whole goal is to create a golf swing that can make consistent strike on the ground, consistent strike in the face, and then controlling where the face, the tolerance on how much the face moves in the golf swing, so that when we get into impact, it can return to the same position as consistently as possible. Because if we're opening the club on the backswing, rolling it on the downswing, those kind of things, that's where face control becomes an issue. So the football drill is a really good one because it gets the body moving more, the face moving less. Okay? The towel drill is going to get you in front. But like I said, you can do the towel drill and the football drill all together and really focus on face control. So when you start getting good at these drills, put a target out there in front of you. So in this case, it's this alignment rod on the ground. And you're going to try to make sure you start the ball at that alignment rod every single time. And you're going to get a lot of control of the club face. So halfway back, halfway through, that was right at it. And really work on honing in that contact. So if you do those things, you're going to do really good. If you can control impact location on the face, if you can control the low point of your swing, get it in front of the ball. If you can control yourself swinging through the ball and getting to a full balance finish, you will have better contact. That's going to help you tremendously in your ball striking. It's going to help you score better. It's going to help you hit more greens because we need to hit more greens. So if there's any other questions, please throw them up there. I think there's at least one. If I can see my mouse. I have to step off screen here for a second. I'll switch to this view. There we go. Oh, I bought one. Perfect. Nope, that's good. I'm glad you bought one. So I go on the screen right there. Yep. Looks. He said I bought one. So Jeremy Cypress said I bought one. Perfect. That's awesome. If you haven't bought one, again, it's called Impact Ball. Impact Ball is it's a really great training aid. You can get it on Amazon. They're not too expensive. I think they're like $35. They're not too bad. So jump online, get Impact Ball. It really helps teach the body to rotate instead of being more of an arm swing. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If please like this video and please subscribe so that you get notifications when I go live again. Besides that, guys, I really enjoyed this video. See you next time. Peace.